Fighting for his country's amazing healthcare and prison system that aren't broken in any way, shape, or form, Captain America is here to show the USA is the best country in the world in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. If you're looking for a solid all-rounder character who can do big damage from up close, whilst putting an end to the enemy's rushdown from mid-screen with a cool-looking projectile, Captain America is the character for you. Captain America can be played as both a zoner who excels in the mid-screen, or as a character who quickly closes in on their opponent with his shield and backflip to cross the opponent up with an assist. He can extend combos in the air with his double jumps and 3 different air heavy attacks, while struggling them with his shield in both the air and on the ground. His supers are good to use at the end of combos or as a DHC option. He has an OTG special move that is used to link into his super or an assist, and he has just over 1 million health, which makes it hard for characters to kill him in one combo without spending resources. Some of Captain America's pros include that he has high health, excellent cross-up and mix-up potential with backflips, high damage output, relatively simple combos for good damage, a meterless OTG, and damaging supers. Some of Captain America's cons include that a Hyper Stars and Stripes super is somewhat useless at the end of combos, as it's pretty much always better to use Hypercharging Star instead. His relaunch combos with multiple jumps can be tricky and easy to drop unless you're extremely familiar with the character's movement. Final Justice level 3 is hard to combo into due to the long startup. Backflip can easily be punished if used often, which you will have to do in order to mix your opponent up, and he has limited combo potential in the corner due to Shield Slash not being able to hit a second time. I personally use Captain America's Shield Slash Alpha Assist as it is a solid projectile that can either lock an opponent down or bring them towards you with the second hit, allowing you to attack them with the character you have out. Stars and Stripes Beta is a poor anti-air assist due to it not having any invincibility. It has good startup, but Charging Star Gamma has the same startup with more utility, and it can nullify low and medium priority projectiles, so I'd suggest going with either Shield Slash or Charging Star for your assist. Standing Light is a quick forward punch that does good damage. It has 5 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 12 recovery frames, whilst being 0 on hit and -2 on block. Standing Medium is a forward kick with decent frame data that does above average damage. It has 10 startup frames, 2 active frames, and 20 recovery frames, whilst being -2 on hit and -4 on block. Standing Heavy is an awesome looking kick that does very good damage for a single attack. It has 16 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 24 recovery frames, whilst being -4 on hit and -6 on block. Crouching Light is a low kick that doesn't do that much damage. It has 4 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 15 recovery frames, whilst being -3 on hit and -5 on block. Crouching Medium is our first shield attack. It has 9 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 19 recovery frames, whilst being -3 on hit and -5 on block. Crouching Heavy knocks the opponent down, meaning it has excellent combo potential for you to combo into Heavy Shield Slash, which we'll get into later. It has 13 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 26 recovery frames, whilst being -8 on block. Cap's launcher has decent frame data. It has 10 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 22 recovery frames, whilst being -4 on block. However, it does good damage. Jumping Light does decent damage and is an overhead. It has 5 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 14 recovery frames, whilst being +12 on hit and +10 on block. Another overhead, Jumping Medium does a bit more damage than Jumping Light. It has 9 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 20 recovery frames, whilst being +17 on hit and +15 on block. A third overhead, Cap kicks with good damage with Jumping Heavy. It has 12 startup frames, 10 active frames, and 16 recovery frames, whilst being +19 on hit and +17 on block. Captain America's jumping special is an overhead that does pretty good damage. It has 15 startup frames, 5 active frames, and 21 recovery frames, whilst being +19 on hit and +17 on block. Performed by inputting Standing Medium twice, Middle Kick is used as combo filler when on the ground. It has 9 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 19 recovery frames, whilst being -2 on hit and -5 on block. Performed by inputting up and heavy in the air, Air Rage Kick can be used after regular air heavy to do combo extensions. It has 10 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 23 recovery frames, whilst being +19 on hit and +17 on block. Anti-Ground Kick is the opposite of Air Rage Kick, because you must input down and heavy in the air to do it. It's also used for combo extensions. It has 11 startup frames, 5 active frames, and 16 recovery frames, whilst being +19 on hit and +17 on block. After a ground or air throw, Captain America can use a light shield slash to start a combo or go into a super. The timing isn't that strict, so you shouldn't have many problems getting this. It's an integral part of his game plan as it allows you to get big damage from simple throws. All throws have one startup frame. Shield Slash is performed with a quarter cycle forward input and a button, and will hit the opponent as an OTG with light, directly in front of Captain America with medium, or in the air as an anti-air with heavy. All these variations can be used in the middle of combos or to start combos from mid-screen when Captain America is on the ground. You can also do this move in the air. The air light goes down, air medium stays straight forward, and air heavy goes up. These can also be used in combos, or in the case of air light, as an OTG to allow for a combo extender. Charging Star sends Cap forward and it looks awesome. The stronger the button, the further you go. This move will nullify low and medium projectiles from frames 4 to 18 and knocks down. You can also get a combo after it in the corner if you have an assist for an extension, but this isn't required. You can also combo the heavy version into the light version if the opponent is high enough. Stars and Stripes is Cap's version of a Shoryuken, and as such is performed with a DP motion. It's invincible from frames 1 to 4 and knocks the opponent down. This move is very unsafe if blocked or whiffed, so you must exercise caution when using this move in neutral. Backflip is performed by inputting an attack with the launcher button, and is invincible from frames 1 to 13. It goes through opponents and when combined with an assist, is a spectacular tool to mess with your opponent and open them up. Hypercharging Star is Cap's go-to super, as it does great damage, is very easy to DHC into, and can easily be comboed into without an assist after a hard knockdown. It destroys projectiles from frames 1 to 23 and can be button mashed for more damage. Hyper Stars and Stripes is a powered up version of regular Stars and Stripes, as it hits 3 times and does just under 300,000 damage. It's invincible from frames 1 to 24 and the first 2 hits stagger the opponent. Final Justice is Captain America's level 3, and it can be followed up with a short combo after this hits for even more damage. The long startup makes it hard to combo into, but if you do manage to connect with this move, you'll be doing just under 450,000 damage, which isn't bad. It's invincible from frames 16 to 36, and places the opponent into a hard knockdown state. The most basic combo for Captain America is a magic series followed up with light shield slash into super, but here's a better combo that you can do in an actual match. Popular partners for Captain America include Doctor Strange, Sentinel, Doctor Doom, Hawkeye, and Taskmaster. That's all I've got for you when it comes to Captain America. Overall, he's a solid all-rounder type with excellent mix-up and cross-up potential with his backflip, and he can do great damage with his supers. Thanks a lot for checking out the video. I'll have more coming out soon, so make sure to leave a comment requesting a character you'd like to see next. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.